His Royal Highness Prince Andrew departs for England. Government's health kit system to be phased out. And PNG hoping for gold in swimming.
This is National EMTV News with Neville Troy.
The Duke of York departed this morning on the government's Falcon jet and will return to Buckingham Palace in England via Singapore. Prince Andrew was in the country to officiate at the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games.
The farewell ceremony began at 7 this morning. 2 platoons from the Correctional Service, members of the Defence Force and the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Band marched onto the Jackson's International Airport tarmac to farewell His Royal Highness Prince Andrew. After a short wait, the Duke of York was taken into the airport with the escort of Parliament's Speaker and Acting Governor-General Teo Zurino. Prince Andrew arrived in the country last Thursday and was met with a 21-gun salute. On Friday, the Prince toured the War Memorial Cemetery at Bomana and the Don Bosco Technical Institution.
Hi guys, carry on working.
On Saturday, Prince Andrew commissioned the Games Village and officially ended the 100 days of the baton relay across PNG before officially declaring the Port Moresby Pacific Games open on Saturday evening.
It now gives me the greatest of pleasure, on behalf of Her Majesty, to declare the 15th Pacific Games open.
Yesterday, the Duke of York presented the first medals to female triathlon athletes and weightlifters, including PNG's gold medalist Thelma Mea-Toa at the PNG Power Dome. Though he didn't do much public speeches, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, did leave some valuable thoughts behind.
So I leave you with those thoughts. Look to your inner self. Look to your inner steel. And I believe there is a lot more in you than you ever realized. So good luck.
A 21-gun salute was staged as Prince Andrew stepped into the government Falcon jet to officially conclude his eventful 5-day visit to PNG. Tekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
Gulf provincial government and landowners have rejected the Gulf LNG project developers' intention to pipe gas out of Gulf province. Gulf Governor Havila Kavo will be presenting their position to the national government with a set of recommendations. They want the Gulf LNG to be developed, processed and exported directly from Gulf.
Landowners and the Gulf provincial government have a united position, and that is to uphold a policy guideline with no pipeline policy. Gulf Governor Havila Kavo wants an audience with the Prime Minister for further discussions.
As a leader and the governor of the province, we continue to maintain that Gulf LNG project belongs to the people of Gulf province and Papua New Guinea.
They say the recent announcement by Gulf LNG developer Total to change the project name is also unacceptable.
Gulf province today reject totally, outrightly, the statement made by Total SA and its partners that the title of the project we changed from Gulf LNG project to Papua LNG project. That is not accepted by the people of Gulf province. The project should still remain a Gulf LNG project.
They want gas to be exported directly from Gulf and nowhere else. The group said Gulf is a maritime province and its resource should be exported directly.
Pipeline policy, meaning that no pipeline from LNG leaves Gulf province, only to be developed, planned to be developed in Gulf province, as we see that Gulf is a maritime province.
The people of Gulf province are uncomfortable, and we call on the developer and the government to honor Gulf Province to have the plant site in Gulf Province.
The governor said his people have waited for this project for a long time and the benefits must be enjoyed by Gulf. He said the project should be a standalone project, one that will have a massive impact on the lives of his people who have missed out on essential services for years. Michelle Amba, National MTV News.
A new twist has emerged from the land-grabbing saga at Sangara Double Cross outside Poponeta town. Previously, Northern Province Governor Gary Juffa questioned how an Asian company obtained the land without the Provincial Executive Council's approval. The Northern Governor today revealed more new information to the already heated land saga.
New information brought to light by Governor Juffa shows that the owner of the Asian company cannot communicate in either English or talk Pisin. He is questioning how the land titles for Sangara ended up with the man.
Hand over land to foreigners like this who can't speak English. How is he in the country? What visa is he on? How did he get a court order? And how did he manage to evict Papua New Guineans from state land and claim this portion of land?
According to Oro Province moratorium on land transfer, all land deals are to be presented to the Provincial Executive Council for approval. But this was not the case. Over 20 families who have been living on this portion of land after being hit by Cyclone Guba in 2007 were evicted. Governor Juffa, who has been very critical on land grabbing around PNG, is raising serious questions about the ability of the Lands Department to have an investigative team.
The Lands Department doesn't have an investigation capacity. It doesn't have a prosecution or enforcement capacity.
This has raised serious questions on when the government will fully act on the recommendations of the Special Agriculture Business Leases. Through several public forums this year, the Lands Department said no land will be given to foreigners and the recommendations of the SABL report will be implemented. But to date, little has taken place.
If you look through the SABL reports, those lands officers are still in the department. In fact, some of them have been promoted.
This latest transfer of land near Poponeta town will now add to the ongoing land cases that the province is reviewing. But strong urgency has been given to the government to join the fight against land grabbing and investigate and prosecute those abusing proper processes. Quinten Alomp, National MTV News.
You're with National MTV News. The national government's 100% health kit system to be phased out this year. That and more local stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. The National Health Department's 100% kit system will be phased out this year because it has lacked consistency over time. This was announced at the recent National Economical Physical Commission regional workshop in Leh. Fabian Hakalitz files this report.
This is the final year of implementing the temporary 100% health kit system. National Health Department's Navy Mulo told the workshop in Leh this system will be phased out because it has failed to produce intended results.
The discipline system in the country right now is inefficient. It's not working properly under the existing pool system. That's why it was introduced to supplement or to strengthen the pool system.
A health indicator is that all health facilities to be equipped with all necessary drugs and medical supplies on a monthly basis. However, that's not been the case in Papua New Guinea because distributions were done by private supplies and contractors.
For instance, some of the kits were left at the district or even they brought them back to the provincial headquarters because the suppliers were not able to deliver right to the doorstep of each facility. So that it's also a bottleneck or a challenge. There were contractors who were paid to deliver right to the doorsteps. They didn't do a good job.
The new approach is to strengthen the pool system to be effective and efficient. All provincial transit stores will be managed by qualified pharmacists. 18 provincial transit stores have already been constructed with 4 more.
Meaning we are redeveloping them to ensure that they have the capacity to store all the required drugs and medical supplies for the country so that we can better serve the provinces.
Molo said this transition will be appropriated in next year's budget to ensure medical drugs reach most rural areas in the country. Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Kurkur Primary School in the South Wagi district in Jiwaka province is more than 3 decades old, but has not seen any changes to its original infrastructure. However, the school's administration has put up 2 new buildings with the savings from tuition fee-free subsidy funds. Even though the budget did not meet the cost of the buildings, the contractor agreed to build it on credit. South Wagi MP Joe Koim was invited to open the new classrooms and teachers' houses.
Member for Hanglim South Wagi Joe Koim was accompanied to Kurkur Primary School by Western Highlands Provincial Police Commander Martin Lakari and Western Highlands Provincial Administrator Joseph Neng. The occasion was the opening of a 4-classroom block and 3 teachers' houses built with funding of 350,000 kina, funds made available by the school's administration. With a recent upgrade from level 4 to level 5 standard, the school was in desperate need for new infrastructure to cater for its 300+ students. The project was initiated 3 years ago, but saw its completion in June this year. The school's administration has acknowledged the government's tuition fee-free policy, saying the funding has helped the school save to build new infrastructure. When addressing the people, the member highlighted the importance of fair distribution of services to all parts of the district for services to effectively reach the people. Mr. Koim further spoke about sustainability projects like the microfinance scheme and the importance of loan repayments for first-time borrowers. Before opening the buildings, the member expressed disappointment at how education grants under the PSIP funds were not reaching his administration. Michelle Amba, National EMTV News.
And now we take a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.3635 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.356, $0.4721 Australian dollars, $0.3188 euro, and 43.12 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and cocoa closed higher, while copper closed the day lower. Palm oil closed higher, while crude oil and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones remained unchanged, the All Ordinaries closed at 42 points lower, and the ASX closed at 21 points lower. We go to Trukai Sports next, and PNG hopes to splash gold in swimming tonight, and VAR women win silver in canoeing. All that in Trukai Sports. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The first competition for swimming kicked off this morning with 13 nations hitting the pool. The day saw heats 1 to 5 in the morning session, and PNG's fastest swimmer Ryan Pinney clocking 26.22 seconds in Heat 3 of the men's 50-meter backstroke. The top 8 of Heats 1 to 5 will go into the final, which begins straight after the news tonight. Godwin Eki with this report.
Now, to kick off this morning's competition was Papua New Guinea's Nathan Nadase, followed by the crowd's favourite Ryan Pinney, who finished in the third heat first, making 26.22 seconds. Now, Team PNG in swimming is going between first and the 6th position. Now, the heats competition for this morning were men's 50-meter backstroke, women's 100-meter freestyle, men's 200-meter freestyle, women's individual medley, and men's 100-meter breaststroke. All events were from heats 1 to 5. The finals for this morning's heats will take place at 6 p.m. here at the Tarama BSP Aquatic Centre. Now Papua New Guinea is expected to pocket more medals. Winaki, National EMTV Sports.
The PNG VAR women's team took out silver in the V6 500-meter sprints this morning at the Basilisk Naval Base. MTV's Shane Soroya spoke to team captain Xenia Penny after the first heats.
Xenia, you guys finished first. How was it?
It was, it was a tough race. Like the Fijians really gave it to us in that heat. But it's the first race of the competition, and the first race for any team is always difficult. So nerves out of the way, and that win takes us straight to the final. So we're refocused, regrouping, and getting ready for that final and our women's V6 500. Like I said, nerves in the first race. There's little things there that we've picked up on that we know that we can improve on. So we're going to take that into and go hard in the final.
Xenia, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you go.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
To touch rugby now, and both PNG men's and women's teams have advanced into the semi-finals scheduled for tomorrow. In the final round-robin matches, Open Men's Division PNG edged out Tuvalu 18 points to 0 before defeating Tonga 14 points to 1. PNG will now join Samoa, Tonga and Cook Islands in the semi-finals. Earlier in the Open Women's Division, PNG thrashed Kiribati 25 points to 0 to progress into the semi-finals. Tomorrow, in the first semi-final match, Samoa will go up against Cook Islands, while PNG will face Kiribati in the Open Women's Division. The winner will go into the gold medal playoff, while losers will play for bronze. And that's how we wrap up Tukai Sports tonight. All the weather details up next. Stay with us.
Tukai Sports.
And a quick look at the weather tonight. For the southern region, all centers fine except Alatau, which is expecting cloudy periods. And that's been the news, sports and weather tonight for this Monday, the 6th of July, 2015. Thank you and good night.